Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another session of Goodnight Meditation. And today's topic is going to be exploring a dimension that is beyond our wildest dreams. And this is an area that is interesting to explore because this analogy or comparison to the state of wakefulness and dream state is very similar to the experience when we are experiencing the physical dimension through our physical senses versus the experience we have in the subtle dimension beyond the senses, physical senses. So when we think typically about a dream, we think of it as a secondary reality, and our primary reality is our wakeful state. So things that happen in the dream, we don't worry about, we don't try to solve necessarily what happens in a dream, because we know that it's not relevant to our wakeful state. It doesn't change our wakeful state in the sense that nothing that happens in the dream carries through into our real life per se. We know that even if we got injured in a dream, once we wake up, we know it was a dream. We know that we're fine. We know that even if we die in a dream, that when we wake up and realize, oh, it's just a dream, we can let it go. So there's a state of freedom and clarity that comes when one is awake and can see the dream as a dream and being separate from what the wakeful life is. Similarly, when we are practicing Raja Yoga meditation, in a different way, we can see our life in this physical world that we're experiencing through our physical senses. In meditation experience, we can see this as a secondary reality, as we would a dream. And until one has experiences or glimpses of this, this is something that's hard to explain, but once we're able to cross that barrier into a real experience of the home and the true self, and see that unlimited world where there is no sound, there is no time, that there is constancy, there's no change, there's no beginning or end. And we see the eternity of the soul, the immortality of the soul, and that whatever happens in the physical realm to the body, to the physical costume of this body, has no impact, has no relevance on the original state of the soul. Now there are some layers to this that as we learn through the Raja Yoga course, there are clarifications and such that can be gained. But the ultimate reality is that just like a dream doesn't change or impact the physical being. Yes, if you have a nightmare, it might impact you for some time, and that you may feel kind of confused or unclear about what was dream and what was reality until you are fully awake. Similarly, when we are in a deep state of confusion in our physical experience because we are so trapped in the experience and in the different bondages and connections that we're in, it may seem very confusing, but when we're able to step out of that story world that is being played out by the actor. And if that actor that has become unaware that he's playing a part, once the actor can separate from the role and step out into the dimension beyond, and experience the permanence of that reality and the safety of that experience and the immortality of this living being that can never be done away with, that can never be harmed. Once that clarity is experienced, then this physical experience will seem very limited and very insignificant compared to the unlimited aspects of that experience. So hopefully you will continue to explore and understand deeper this Raj Yoga knowledge, as well as practicing the different aspects of this understanding and knowledge to experience for yourselves what that difference is. So we will take a moment and try to get a glimpse of this contrast as we practice together. So as always, check that the body is alert and relaxed, and if any muscles are tight or not in a good relaxed position, feel free to adjust. Take some deep breaths. And come to that state of awareness of that inner being, the invisible observer that is seeing through the eyes and hearing through the ears and making sense of everything that is being shared. And as if connecting to a childhood friend, become aware of this presence and just feel the closeness and the connection. Of this eternal companion of the self. And in that state of silence, of observing, acknowledging and accepting, one is able to easily take that jump to that land of peace and silence beyond the stars. That place we call home, home of all souls, that non-physical dimension that is beyond sound. That is timeless. And completely safe, for there's a realization for every being of being beyond harm. and needing nothing from this physical world. For it to be in that complete experience of perfection and wholeness. Where there is no worries, no fears, no desires. And there's a very certain clarity of this physical dimension being an extra gift to play and to experience and express through the physical dimension. But very much aware that it's a temporary experience, just like a dream. That doesn't change the reality of the home, doesn't change the reality of this huge spiritual family of souls that are all safe, immortal, completely full in their true awareness, needing nothing and lacking nothing. Just like their parent, the Supreme Being, who's the unlimited ocean of love and peace. And staying in this experience, one can see the contrast and the difference between the limited world and the unlimited. And with that clarity, when one is ready to come back into the physical world, we bring that lightness as we come back to experience that pleasant dream, temporary as it may, but with that certainty that the real life, the real family, and the real home will always be there and can never be destroyed or harmed. And with that certainty, when the actor plays the part in this temporary story, dream, there's a freedom and a lightness that is beyond the understanding of anyone that is asleep. So invite everyone to continue practicing their skills, to go deeper and deeper and higher in these experiences of glimpses of that reality that is a right for each one of us to experience if we have that clarity, understanding, the conviction and concentration and interest to practice regularly and consistently. So have a good evening and pleasant dreams. But don't lose the clarity. Om Shanti.